Welcome to Vintage Radio Café, your #1 channel for relaxing vintage audio restoration. If you like watching an idiot wielding a soldering iron, you've come to the right place. Watch Ray's attempts to fix wonderful forgotten radios from another era, way before transistors. Sometimes he even gets them working again. What could go wrong, right?
Okay, I'm back and time to talk about the rectifier. I think I reshot this scene maybe 3 times. It's way too long. I'll try to make it simple. So like I said, to begin with, this is the original. Let me move in closer. This is the original rectifier. I just unscrewed it and you see where the 2 holes are. And if I want to use one of those boards designed by Manuel Caldeira, well, you see the holes are at the extremities. So if I want to fit it, I had to make a new can, which I did from metal, sheet metal, and I used just basic tools, metal cutter and metal folding pliers and a Dremel. But basically I worked with the tools I had. So this is the can I came up with, and as you can see, the size is pretty close, pretty close, for working by hand with not much tools. And I drilled the holes in the right spot. And you know what, I thought it was going to be way more complicated than that. And once I removed the rectifier, well, I noticed there were 2 more holes. I thought I was going to use maybe this hole and have to drill another one, but they're already there and they fit. They fit perfectly. So this is where the new one is going to be sitting. And why is there another set of holes there? Well, I guess probably Grundig used the same chassis for different models, and other models they were probably using a Siemens rectifier instead of the AEG, which were at least those 2 rectifiers were popular, the 2 formats at the time, early 60s, late 50s. And either they did the holes just in case they needed a different rectifier for a different model, or once when they were designing the chassis, they didn't know what was going to be available or what was going to be the better quote, the lowest cost. So maybe they just said, okay, let's drill 4 holes and we'll put in whatever we have at the time. And I already explained this, but I'm still going to show it to you, just because not everybody knows what selenium rectifiers are. And basically there's a little frame there, there's contacts, and the important parts are many of those. There's like 20 of those selenium plates, and they degrade, they lose their property over time. Remember, they're 60 years old, sometimes 70 years old, and they've seen high voltage all their lives. Anywhere from 250 to 300 and maybe more volts all the time. So there's a lot of heat, there's a lot of wear and tear, and with time they just go bad. The other one I did actually had a output rectified voltage of 295, so that's why I left it there. The target was 85. It was at 285, but this one I'm at I'm like 30 volts, 25, 30 volts lower than that. So I'm at barely 260, 257, and even lower on FM. So that's why I'm changing it. So I'll be back with you when I'm done. I'll try to fit this. Now the trick will be all the connectors on this side. On the AEG model, the 2 center ones are for the AC coming in, and The two external ones are for the positive and the negative DC going out. With those, it doesn't work the same. I've explained this before. The AC are at two opposite corners, and positive and negative DC are here. So I'll have to move those wires, be creative. And the problem is, well, it's not a problem, we just have to be mindful. This board is going to be floating inside this can. And unlike this one, this end won't be closed. Both ends will be open, so I can run the wires through. So I have to be careful the wires don't touch the can in any way, the little case there. So I'll have to use heat shrink. I've already put a spacer that I had to cut by hand. Probably put another one on top so the board always stays in the middle on both sides. Or I'll use a grommet or something so it always stays centered and doesn't make any shorts. So that's the plan for today, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, a quick update on the rectifier replacement. This is the original AEG rectifier that I pulled out. And this was the first can I did. All nice. Almost the same size as the other one, but it was impossible to get the board to float safely inside so the connectors wouldn't touch the case. So I rebuilt another one. Instead of a 1/4 inch deep, it's now 1/2 inch. I think it will fit, and I'm just about ready to test. I don't know if you can see this. Let me just reframe you guys. Yeah, so you've got the diodes here, silicon diodes. Here is where the resistors are going to be installed, but I didn't know which one to put in, what value, so I had to make a test. But before that, you need to connect at least one wire to complete the circuit. So that's where I'm at right now, and I just had to check what's the voltage that I get now. We'll go on full power, but just for a second or so I get an idea where I'm at. Okay, that's close to the mains voltage I get here. FM. So the dim bulb went on. Let's put it unrestricted. So you see the voltage. Actually, I'm a little low on the house voltage, on the dim bulb, on the variac. I'll make sure I'm at 120 right now. So I'm getting 295, 96. Plays good, tunes good. So this radio is working, this rectifier is working. I'm 10 volts too high. The target is 285, so I'm at 295. So that's 10 volts, so I need a 100-watt resistor. And the previous rectifier was rated at 75 milliamps. So I need 3/4 of a watt. But I don't have a 100-watt resistor here at that wattage. No, I don't. What I do have is 300s. So at 1/2 watt, those guys. So I'm going to install 3 in parallel, so I'll be 100 ohms resistance, which is what I need, and they're at half a watt each, so I'll get 1.5 watts current resistance. So I'll have 3/4 of a watt headroom. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Let me do that. So okay, we're back. The new resistors are in, and we're gonna check. Yeah, gonna test it. See what we got. I'll start at 120 volts. See what we have on FM. What kind of voltage we get. It's going down. Starting to hum. Yeah, I'm at 119. If I go to what I usually have here, 120, 121, something like that. 282 volts DC. I'll take it. Pretty close. Really close. See how it sounds? I've got the external speaker connected. This guy here. So around 281, 282 when it should be 285. So I'm really happy. And before I put it back together, this is what I have to do. Okay, so what I have to do is make one of those. It's a protective shield that goes over the rectifier like this. So it won't fit because the holes, like I said before, won't line up with the new rectifier. They have to be farther apart. So I already started with some aluminum sheet. I'll have to thin this down, this border, leave it to maybe an eighth of an inch or so. Then try to make a cut and fold back the metal so it fits. I have to be really careful because if it's too high, it won't go in the radio. It'll rub on the sides, on the inside. So be back when I'm done with that, and we'll see what it looks once it's all put together again. So there you have it, guys. The Grundig 2220 CA. AM/FM vacuum tube radio, completely restored, or at least something between a repair and a restoration. I laid out all the casualty there, all the parts that I changed, starting with the rectifier and the electrolytic main filters, plus all the paper caps, one tube that I changed, the Magic Eye, and a new power cord. So in all, there's 18 caps if you count the 3 inside this can. The radio, I'll just turn it on FM. It tunes perfectly, as I was hoping it would, like the other one I did. And I won't lie, I'm very, very happy with this one. Very happy. And I was thinking, okay, let's listen to it first. It's the hockey game.
Dans zone adverse, parce qu'il transporte la rondelle, puis on voit que c'est un bon patineur en ligne droite et une bonne fluidité, transporte bien la rondelle. Moi, s'il y a deux choses où j'ai un petit peu plus de difficulté, c'est sa prise de décision avec la rondelle en territoire adverse. Souvent, ses jeux sont prévisibles. Pour un joueur offensif, c'est bon. Et l'autre chose, c'est que défensivement, il voit sa latéralité, donc comment il bouge les pieds pour aller vers l'adversaire et le contrer.
Okay. What I was about to say is I was thinking about why somebody would add an additional speaker connector. And it just dawned on me, actually last night. Well, probably the person, well, it's my theory, probably the person before me wanted to have 2 satellite speakers. Instead of just one, maybe they wanted one on each side. I don't think it's something you should do. Probably puts too much strain on the output transformer. Remember the original, well, the bass speaker in this one. If you look at the specs in the manual, they say it should be somewhere between 3 and 4 ohms, and the external should be only a 5 ohm. So if somebody put 2 8 ohms on top of that, I can just imagine the stress it put on the whole circuits. But so I'll cut this short, and there's a point I want to make before I end this. I'm very happy because I figured I saved another radio. It's a great community, and it's growing every day. There's a lot to be said about those old radios, not only the way they look, but the way they sound. And I started this, I was 60 years old. So my point is, if you're ever thinking of starting this and working on one or more radios, and you fear that you don't know how it works, or like me, you're afraid of high voltage and all that, well, all I can say is you're never too old to start something new and to learn. And all the information is out there. I mean, on YouTube, and you can get books, internet in general. And if you're as lucky as me, and you can find a mentor like I did with David Tipton, I mean, you're golden. There's no reason why you shouldn't attempt it. So that's just what I wanted to say, from my heart. And thank you for watching. There'll be more episodes. The next one, I'm not sure yet. I'm waiting confirmation, but you might just see a Telefunken on my bench. So thank you again. Be safe. God bless.
By golly, Jim, I'm beginning to think I can cure a rainy day.